It's 12:30.
Yes. Okay, I will see you tonight.
See you tonight.
You are cute. You'll have a nice boot.
Thank you.
And have a good day at boot. Which means work, but I wanted it to rhyme.
Okay. I'm probably gonna eat some motherfuckers. Hello. Very odd. Yes, we're back. Yeah, I was definitely sneezing. I went to get so I'm trying to start it so that I'm more inclined to actually start at 12:30. Um that's like the earliest I can start, so if I put up the waiting screen, I can you know, hopefully start sooner. How you doing today, Pizza Face? But yeah, I went to grab a drink before I started. So, it's what it is. I don't remember what the fuck I was doing.
Alright.
I think I was across where these cannons are. It just started me in a weird spot.
Fired will.
How's your day going, Pizza Face? You know, it's not bad. Ah, I see how this works. Not bad, not bad. I'm excited for Overprime tomorrow. I really want to try Overprime. I wish I could just hold down the button to do that. I don't know if I'm going to stream it tomorrow. Probably what I'll do is I'll probably play it off stream and get a couple of games in. Just to kind of get used to the game type. Maybe find a character that I like.
Darkness puddle on the tracks. If this were a spaceship, we'd fly over it. Just saying.
But no, it's fun. I streamed Monday, but I did not save the stream. And
Go.
Yesterday I was sick, so I did not stream. My throat was pretty messed up yesterday. Still a little messed up, but not as bad. No, I'm excited to get back to this game though. I'm almost done with this game. I have one more planet after this, and then I'm done. And I don't know how big the last planet is, but I get the feeling it might just be like a boss battle. I hope it's not. But
That'll do. Can't hide. Anyone else?
how did... I'm gonna assume I did that on purpose. I'm not sure why I did that. So are you actually going to play Overprime, Pizza Face? That's the question that I need to know the answer to. Mr. I don't play multiplayer games anymore. But yet you still know more about Overprime than I do. Overprime's actually almost more intimidating than King's Hunt, because King's Hunt, at least it's kind of it's a new game, and a good part of most of the people, nobody really playing it. Everybody's new to it, so most of the people are learning and stuff. Shit. There's no way to protect Peach right now. So I've been watching, before I change subject, it's almost less intimidating though to play Overprime just because of that. King's Hunt because of that, because everybody's got to learn the game. Whereas I know Overprime is different than Paragon, but I didn't play enough of Paragon to really understand it well. Nor do I play a lot of MOBAs in general, so it's going to be quite the learning process of me trying to figure out how to play that game even slightly well. There's nothing else I can really do. But I'm still excited nonetheless. The trailers just look... All the videos that Mangoose has been posting and that they've been posting on their own channel, and... Oh my god, it looks so good. I haven't played King's Hunt since Saturday. I got on their Discord last night, and that's where I sent that message, that screenshot I had was from there. And I just thought it was funny, because the guy he's talking about in that screenshot is literally one of the... I mean, I ran into a lot of different people, but the last match I played that I had a huge problem with, it was the guy that the guy in that screenshot who he's complaining about. That screenshot that says the mods are just ignoring the toxic players, or whatever it says. The player he's talking about them ignoring is the guy that literally got me to quit playing King's Hunt. And like, I should have posted more. That whole conversation's really funny because it's basically just the mods being like, "You're in the wrong for calling them out," and he's like, "They're big toxic." Because the way he's being toxic in the Discord is like, he goes like right up to the line. He doesn't do anything that's across the line. So he's like in there and like he's in all these conversations and he's pushing all these people's buttons, but then he's not cursing at them or calling them names, so the mods won't do anything and they just leave him alone. In the game he is. In the match I played with him, he was absolutely the most toxic person I've played with in forever. But in that screenshot, but in the Discord, he behaves himself just enough to not get in trouble. And the problem is that he does it in a way to push other people's buttons, so he's got all these people in there pissed off, and they won't do anything about it. I just thought it was funny that I was like, wow, I'm not the only one that had this problem with toxicity in this game. Oh, is it a bit? I didn't know it was available. I thought it was tomorrow. I thought it was the 11th or something. Are they having a test today? Maybe I can play it today then. Maybe that's what I'll do. I didn't know that. Yeah, and like I said, that's not the only guy that I had that issue with. There was a lot of them that I had that issue with where, like, it was pretty much every game I played for almost 20 hours. The first day it wasn't so bad because I think there was enough random new people playing the game that first day that it kind of balanced it out. I only ran into a couple of those people, but Friday and Saturday I played probably... most of the games I played were on Friday and Saturday, and almost every single one had at least one person in it that was just extremely, extremely toxic. I'm gonna use ZR. I really shouldn't waste healing on just her, but... It was just a really toxic environment. I'll probably end up playing more King's Hunt at some point, but I don't know. It's really tough. I just... A game that small, you would think the community would be wanting to keep people, and even in that Discord, there was a couple of them that were like, yeah, these people that don't know how to play, they should just quit playing the game. And it's like, dude, nobody plays this game anyway. There's like 5 people online right now. Don't be pushing people away. Trust me, as somebody that played Gigantic, and a lot of other games that I've played have been like Gigantic. Kind of like Gigantic. I played a lot of dead games over the years. I would never go into Gigantic. I got frustrated with people in Gigantic sometimes. Sometimes you'd be like, why are they doing that? But I don't think I ever told somebody to just get off, and I never got on mic and told anybody to. I might have wanted them to get off, but I would never tell somebody to get off Gigantic. You're just killing the population of your game. A game that is not doing well on Steam anyway. It's just crazy to me. It's just crazy. I don't know. And the mods in there were just acting like it was like no big deal that these people were saying this shit. I'm just like, man, this is... I don't know. I've been a mod on like a Discord type service, and that is not how I acted. I was much stricter with that type of stuff. Toxic behavior is one of those things that you don't realize it, but it snowballs. It really does. Somebody comes in and they don't want to stay. That's one less person you have chatting. Somebody else comes in, they see the chat's dead, so they leave. So then you've lost 2 people because of it. And the only person that's left is the toxic person, so you just keep repeating that cycle until the only person left is like the 1 or 2 toxic people. Oh. I'll turn this down, and I'll turn... Yeah, I don't know. It's such a weird... You've just got to really push positivity in small communities like that, and I think it's just weird that they're... I think I have to get to like a specific area to complete this map. Oh, I have to get up there and push that button. It's just such a weird thing, but it's not the first game. Like I said, I had a very similar experience when I was playing League of Legends. I remember playing League of Legends and just being like, it was very similar to that. I don't know if it was that bad because there's enough variety of people that play League of Legends, but it was pretty close to that. But I don't know if I'll be going back to it. It's just, man, it's hard to get motivated to go play a toxic game again. Like I said, I haven't played since Saturday. I stopped Saturday after it was just, I think there were 3 people on my team, but one of them was the worst person on my team. But all of them, I think they were all in a group, and they were all just like super, super toxic. And it was just like, I don't want to play this game anymore if this is how it's going to be, if I have to listen to these people every single match. Like, if you have a problem with how I'm playing the game, why don't you just be like, hey, you're not playing that character well, or hey, that's not how the game type works. You need to do this and this. If you're playing that character, you should be doing this. Things like that, but... No, they were, no, it's just chat. There might be a way to shut it off. You'd probably have to go into options or something. Enemies who don't exist. There might be a way to shut it off. I do not know. I have not, like I said, I haven't gotten back on it. Most of the other matches, it was just like one person, so they were only chatting every now and then, and you could kind of ignore it. That last match, though, since it was like 3 people, they were like, about every 30 seconds, something new was popping up down in the corner of my screen. It got to the point where I was actually fucking with them, which is actually kind of fun, because I was just like, hey, yeah. I was like, oh, yeah. Because they kept going out. The one guy, he said something, and he was like, God damn it, why aren't you playing to win or something? And I said, oh, you're making a lot of assumptions that you even think I want to win at all. I said, I'm just here for fun. I said, I don't give a shit whether I win or not. And man, that got him going. Oh, you piece of shit, you need to get off the goddamn game. I don't know why they let people like you even play the game. Like, it was enjoyable. It's like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. I'm going to experiment, because I don't know whether I can use Vampire on, portals or not. Let's see if I can get health back from portals. I don't know whether that worked or not. I don't think it did. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, there's always toxic people on every game I've ever played. But for some reason, it seems like MOBAs, it just attracts, like, the toxicity from MOBA players is, like, so much more. And I don't know why that is. It always reminds me of the, kind of how, a lot of the Dark Souls community gets about stuff. Like the try-hard people on there that are like, "Hey, just get good." It's very similar to that. It always feels like... It just feels like they're too wrapped up in, like, taking the game super seriously and winning. I don't know. Maybe it's because that those games are harder, so maybe the fan base for MOBAs is like a more serious-minded type of individual, whereas things like Call of Duty or whatever attract like a more casual audience just in general, and so they're not as serious about the game and they just play it more for fun. I don't know. Like I said though, I'll probably play more King's Hunt, but I'm not gonna rush. I'm not gonna stream it. As of right now, unless something drastically changes, like I get on and like the community is just like, hey, let me help you out. Like, unless something drastically changes between that and like the how the runes work right now, and how it's just really like, that was a whole nother thing I got into on their Discord yesterday. Was I was looking up people that were talking about the runes, and some guy was saying it, he's like, oh, it's not pay to win, and the guy's like, but the all the good runes are locked behind the paywall, or locked. You have to at least unlock them. You at least have to play a bunch of matches. Like I said, if you lose most of your matches, it took me like 10 hours to get like one rune, and I'm like, it's like, so he's like, but if we both have the same character, we both make the same attack, but you have the better runes, he's like, you win. And the guy's like, yeah, but that's not pay to win. And he's like, yeah, but it kind of is. Or it's at least play a whole shitload to win. And all the like people that are left on the Discord are just like, no, that's you're wrong. And it's like, no, he's right. He's making a good point. It's just a really weird. So the skill trees, you can. It's kind of like Battle. I say it's like Battleborn. It's kind of like Battleborn. So you have 5 major runes and like, I think 10 minor ones. So the minor ones you get. There's only 3 choices. So there's, so you get to pick. It's hard to explain how the skill tree works. So there's basically a skill tree, and you can kind of pick how it levels up. I'm gonna put. Do I have any? I can put Peach up here. Is what I can do. I don't care if Peach goes anywhere. So there's 3 skill trees. There's one for basic attack damage. There's one for magical attack, and there's one for basically health / defense. And you can. So in that way, it's kind of like Battleborn, where you have to choose. At each level, you can choose one from each of the different bars. So there's a bar up here for attack. There's a bar in the middle for like mana-based stuff. And there's a bar at the bottom called survivability that's like health / defense. And at each level, you're at another spot in that bar. And so you can go from this bar down to this bar, up to this bar, and then up to that one. And you can go up and down across the bars. You can go straight across one bar, whatever. And so you level up two minor runes, and the minor runes, there's no changes. You can pick what the minor runes do, but there's only 3 options for each of the individual skill trees. So I think the mana one, I think it's mana. You can either have it be mana damage, mana regen, or something else. And then it's not as complicated as I'm making it sound. And then, like I said, you can mix and match the different bars. You can go one bar, whatever. But the major runes, like the bigger ones, those are the ones that you can customize and buy. And every third rune, I think it's every third rune is a major rune. And those have, like, different effects, like plus 30% damage to someone that has more health than you, plus 30% damage to someone that has less health than you. So that's how those work. But the problem is that most of the ones you start with are just kind of so-so. And those are the ones you have to unlock. And those are the ones you can swap out and get different ones. But you can put them anywhere. So you can change what order you get them in. You can get the, like, 30 plus to more health. You can put that one first or whatever. I'm not explaining it well at all. But basically, some of it is free. The rest you either have to play to unlock or you have to pay to... There's no reason to do that. I'll do that. But you can basically kind of... It's very similar to Battleborn, but instead of having the two skill trees, one on each side that goes up, and then you pick from between the two, basically think of it a lot like Battleborn, but instead of having 2 rows on the side, there's 3. And you can swap out certain benefits in certain spots. And so then as you go through the match, you set it up so it automatically picks through all these things as you level up. It's not a bad system. It's a really cool system. I like it. I just wish it was a little bit easier to unlock some of the runes. My biggest problem, honestly, is just that player base. Like, the only people left are, like, the really try-hard people. And it's just, it's really, really toxic because of that. But I'll probably play it more at some point. I have it downloaded. I actually have more games downloaded on my PC right now than... Well, my Xbox isn't even plugged in. And I only have, like, 2 games downloaded on my Switch right now. 3? Animal Crossing, this, and Pokemon Unite. If I attack the barrel, it does damage to him, but he doesn't get his counterattack thing. Just do... Oh no, you do get health from portals. That's really cool. I didn't think that would work, but I'm okay that it does. But no, there's a lot of things about King's Hunt I like. As far as the team that makes it, and it's such a small team, like I've said, I keep saying, it's impressive. I've played far worse games that have been made by far more people. I think it's fairly so. There's some small tweaks here and there I do with, like, the game type or something like that, but otherwise, I don't think it's that bad of a game. Overprime looks way more polished. Overprime looks fucking amazing. I mean, I'm sure those videos are cherry-picked for, like, the best moments. But it still looks great. Actually, let's move Peach up.
Up you go.
But Overprime just looks amazing. The quality of Overprime just looks... And it's weird because like 6 months ago, I didn't think Overprime, like, as far as the visual presentation of it, I was like, it looks good, but it don't look like It just, ever since because they signed with like an actual publisher, right? It's like ever since then, it just feels like that game is just way, like they've put a lot of work into that game over the last year. Yeah. I was gonna say, like, they have like an actual, like, thing. Which I'm sure helps. This is not the button I was supposed to push. Oh, I'm supposed to go up there. Derpy me. I got distracted by all these enemies, so I just was like, this is where I need to go. Oh well. Playing the match slow is definitely... I mean, at least I'm going to be alive at the end. It does. It's definitely an indie game. Yeah, it's definitely, like... It's not the highest quality ever, but it's... I have played some really bad indie games over the years, so as far as... I think compared to that, I don't think it's that bad. I always try to think about that when I'm going to, like, review a game, is like, okay, well, who makes this game, first off? Like, you know, if it's 2 people, and it's, you know... I think somewhere I read that King's Hunt is made by, like, 6 people. 6 people's not very many. I don't think it's a bad game. There's some fun stuff in there. But Overprime just looks gorgeous. The gameplay looks gorgeous. I'm gonna suck at it. I'm not gonna know at all what I'm doing. We're fixing the train. The Whistler. I've been watching a lot of, I've been rewatching, Made in Abyss. And whistles are a big thing in that anime.
Farewell to you all.
Yeah, I don't know. Anybody who's watching, if you need a guide for the first planet, if you need Beacon Beach, my Beacon Beach 100% guide is out now. I'm trying something different with it. There's no dialogue, but it is a straight playthrough where I cut out pretty much all the unnecessary shit. So as long as you go and watch it, I get the feeling I'm going to need this ladder down for this red coin thing. All the way through, you shouldn't have any problem figuring out where I'm at or what I'm doing. Wow, those red coins were laid out really weird. What, Made in the Abyss? Made in Abyss? It's pretty fun.
That'll work.
It's not the best anime I've ever watched, but it's pretty fun. I'm a sucker for, like, unique worlds and unique magic systems. And the magic system and world in that game are kind of unique in how they're put together. It's not just like, I don't know. It's not... I watch a lot of shonen anime, but... it doesn't feel like that. It's not like, reached a new power level type plot, which I enjoy. Do I even need those? No. I'd rather have this key. Oh, I have to enter Sprout Mountain. Why do I have to go back to Sprout? I figured I was just done with the planet. Why did I have to come out here and fix the train and now go back to... Okay, whatever.
I like Tera Flora's cat.
Sure.
Ready.
But Made in Abyss is pretty cool. It's, there's basically this big chasm in the middle of the earth, and it's filled with all these relics and things, and if you go down, it's kind of like diving underneath the ocean. And then if you try to come back up, if you go down too low and then you try to come back up, the pressure, like this weird magical shit kills you. It's kind of like pressure when you're diving and you come back up too fast. But people go down there to get the relics and stuff for, was this not Sprout Mountain? I just assumed that the giant tree was called Sprout Mountain. I guess I should pay attention to my radar. I can already hear people now. Why are we watching this stream? God forbid, the man doesn't even know where he's going. I wonder if I can just teleport over there. La 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 la. I just assumed that the end of that train tracks shit was the end of the planet. I thought it was kind of weird that there wasn't a boss fight. But the Wiggler boss fight on the train was right before that, so I just assumed that's what it was. Well, I was a teenage boy once, so that makes sense, Pizza Face. You know, shonen is basically shonen is basically like Dragon Ball Z or My Hero Academia, Naruto, Bleach, One Piece. Basically an anime where fighting is sort of the main premise of the anime. Like, reach the next power level, beat the next boss, get more powerful, fight next boss. New, more powerful boss comes, get more powerful, fight that boss. That's kind of the general... You can have other stuff going on. There's more plot lines to most of them than that. But that's kind of the general flow of how a shonen works. They're fun if you just want to watch cool fights. I watch a lot of anime. But I grew up watching anime. Based around fighting. They're just a genre of anime. Kind of like you have like romance animes or comedy animes or... a lot of the, I figured there was a pipe over here. There's a drop-down thing, though. Like the isekais have been real popular the last couple of years. Those are animes where people die and reincarnate in like a new fantasy world. That's been a real big thing. I probably don't need to turbocharge, but I'm going to. Yeah, they're just a genre of anime. They're probably the most popular genre of anime, I would argue. As far as, like... I don't know what the most popular anime genre is in Japan. Because Japan and, like, a lot of the Asian countries have, like, weird... I'm sure the statistics are much more balanced in those countries. But as far as, like, I would say worldwide appeal and worldwide numbers, probably shonen is probably the #1 genre by far.
Okay.
How did I even get on this? Oh, Made in the Abyss. Made in the Abyss, I don't even know if that would count as a shonen. It might count as a shonen. I don't know what it would count as. Because I think Made in the Abyss, I don't even think it's actually based off... It's not... It's based off, it's not manga. It's whatever the South Korean equivalent of it is. Defeat all 4 enemies. Oh, so I'm not going to be able to defeat them this turn because they're Goombas. Maybe. No, because she's already slid this turn, hasn't she? Oh, no, she hasn't. Okay. Been on a real anime kick lately, like the last 6 months. Don't know why. Just kind of happens. Oh no, now even Pizza Face is gone. I'm alone. I wonder if my stream is doing weird shit. It probably is. It's probably pretty close to a shonen. There's not a lot of... It's not so much about the fights or about the next villain, but it's got kind of shonen-y vibes. Yeah. Well, there's a secret ladder. I'm getting really close to master rank on Pokemon Unite. Like I'm right there, and it's driving me nuts because my one goal has been, and it's a stupid goal, and there's no reason I need to follow it. Is that if I can get to master rank, I would stream that game, and I'm so close to it. That's what I was doing actually before I got on here this morning. Once I finish this game, I'm going to multiplayer anyway. So I'll probably be playing that and Overwatch. Whether or not I'm at Master Rank or not, I'll probably be playing a combination of that and Overwatch. Maybe Overprime if I start playing some Overprime and I'm really, really digging it. Which I'm hoping for. I haven't checked the Project Stamina Discord today, so I don't know if the announcement has been made yet on whatever announcement they're going to make. They announced, I don't know if I explained this to you, they announced like a week ago that they were gonna, like, it's like 2 weeks ago now, that they were going to do an announcement for Project Stamina and like update people on what's going on with it. And then they were like, oh, it'll be in the next couple days. And a couple days have passed. And so far they have not announced anything or said anything. And one of the guys who's still working on the game came out and he's like, because the guy who announced it is Jake, and one of the other guys came out because people were complaining that they hadn't made the announcement yet, and he's like, it's not Jake's fault, it's my fault, I'm slowing things down. So I don't know. My guess is, so what they've done over the last year is they've been getting the rights from Fancy Pants to basically own the game so that he has no more part in it. This really looks like there would be an invisible chest in here. And so they haven't really talked about what's going on with the game at all. Because of that. So because legalese, they don't own it. He owned it. And even after they owned it, even after they got the rights back from him, they still kind of had to get everything up and running again and get everybody working on the game again. And so it's kind of been in limbo. And I'm assuming what the announcement is going to be is basically that they are working on the game again. And probably where they're at. I assume it's going to be a general status update. Because right now we don't know anything about... Since all the leads quit the project, and basically, as far as I know, Fancy Pants shuttered the project and quit everybody from working on it. As far as I know, until these people got it back from him, no work was being done on it. And so I assume, basically, I don't think it's going to be anything major. Like, I don't think they're going to be like, and the game is finished, or we've added a new character. I think it's probably just going to be a general, like, this is where we are at. This is the state of the game. This is what was left to us when all the drama happened. And because I know at the time, I don't remember whether it was, I don't think it was Fancy Pants. It might have been one of his last posts, or it might have been something else where somebody, I heard along the way that some of the stuff they actually had done, was basically done, is not in the game anymore because some of the when some of them left, they took what they were working with them. Or stuff they were working on wasn't going to get finished. Like, I know Falco was working on a bunch of art assets and, like, menus. Like, I think she had completely overhauled a lot of the, like, menus and AI, like, UI, not AI. And I know, I'm assuming she took a lot of that art stuff with her, so I'm assuming none of that is ever going to be in the game. And I don't think they're ever going to talk her into coming back to the project just because of all the shit that happened. And I don't blame her 100%. She shouldn't come back. Nobody should ever go back to a toxic thing like that. Move on with your life. But I know she had a bunch of stuff she was working on at the time that was like menu related and like new menus for the game and stuff. And I assume those weren't actually in the game yet, and I assume now they never will be because I don't think she's going to. I assume they're gone. They went with her when she left, so. But I heard that happened with it felt like, from what I was told at the time, that happened with a couple of different things. That there was different developers working on different things, and when they left, because they weren't actually in the game yet, they basically got taken. So it's kind of a step back. Like, if you're really close to, like, if you have 90% of, I don't know, fans' moves built for the game, and then you quit, but they weren't actually in the build yet because you were just working on them on your own, they're not in the game now, is basically the impression that I got of things. Everybody's gonna get slaughtered. Okay. Let's do this. But I'm assuming what the update is going to be is it's going to be them saying, okay, we own the game now. We have these people working on the game. We need a new art asset manager or whatever if somebody is willing to do that. I'm assuming it's going to be a lot of that stuff. Like, this is the game, this is the build that we have playable, these are the characters we still have playable, this is the starting point we're at. We are now ready to start bringing people on board to work on the game again. I'm assuming that's what it's going to be. It's basically that, okay, we have everything set up, we're ready to go. If anybody wants to come and work on this game, we are actively taking people right now. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm, like, totally off base. But I think that's probably what we're going to get. I don't think it's going to be, like, I don't think it's going to be anything amazing. I don't need Vampire right now. What am I doing? Do Stormblade. And then...
Just dead weight.
And maybe she can come back over here and shoot this cat. Put on... Regen. No, that's one of the big things that I know they were working on right before they shut down, because that was in their last couple live streams, is that they were kind of hammering out what the main game type was going to be. I know they had that team deathmatch mode in there, because that's what they, anytime they were streaming, that's what they were playing, was like a team deathmatch mode. The couple of times I got invited to play it, that's what they were going to be playing, was that mode. It was just like a real basic versus mode where they could test characters and how characters worked. I'm debating if I want to waste healing. Nah, let's do Reflect. And then I'll heal next turn if I can move closer to Peach. I should have healed this turn. I was just dumb. I was too busy talking and not paying attention. But I know they were working on, like, the main... Whatever their equivalent to the gigantic game type was. I know they were working on that, because they mentioned it several times. Oh, she doesn't even need it. Regen is just ridiculous. Well, I can't move now, so I might as well use this. This was just poorly played on my part. I probably could have ended this fight in like half the turns. But now I'm talking about Project Stamina, which reminds me of Gigantic, and then I'm getting all worked up and distracted by it. I'm just like, someday. Oh, I can shoot that. That. And then...
One down.
All I have to do is beat this guy. But I am not expecting them... If they said that they had axe... I wouldn't doubt it if that game type is... I don't think that game type is probably finished. Or playable. I wouldn't even doubt it if they said they had to restart working on it again or something like that. But I don't know. Maybe they'll surprise me. Maybe they'll be like, hey, we're just gonna, you know, I don't know. What I hope is that we get a lot of transparency on... Hey, look, there's a memory back behind this thing. On the state of the game and how the game is going to be ran and managed going forward, as opposed to how it was ran and managed under the previous administration. That's what I hope. For a long... Until the whole breakdown, I thought Project Stamina was being ran as much more of a democracy than it was. I thought it was the team and everybody had like co-ownership over it, over the main devs did, and it was just kind of like everybody kind of got a vote on what was going on, what was getting announced. I thought it was much more broken up like that, where everybody kind of had a voice in the process. And from what it sounds like from that whole situation is that I was completely wrong on that, and that it was not... I thought it was a group of people that loved Gigantic that were working together to bring the game back to life, and that it was much more... Because of that, I thought it was more of a team exercise where everybody had input. And one of the things that has come out over the last year is that it was very much not. That these people were doing their own things, but Fancy Pants had basically final say over everything and basically decided what was going to be worked on, what directions the game would take, and what would get announced. They were all gigantic fans. I think there was a couple of people on the team that weren't. I remember, I think it was one of the programmers. He was in a live stream, and I think when he was there, I think they said he had never played Gigantic. But most of the team was ex-Gigantic fans. Like Falco, I know she was huge into the game. Her channel, her YouTube channel is all Gigantic stuff. And I know she played on one of the pro Gigantic teams. Not that there really was a Gigantic league per se, but I know she played in like the tournaments and stuff. I think I can kill him if I do that, but it might also kill other people. So, or it would hurt my team, I think. I don't know if it will. I don't know if it'll blow them anywhere because it's too late now. I should have checked. Because they have that shield on, so it might negate the effects of that peach shield. But yes, most of them were. And so that's kind of the impression of the project that I always got when the few times I talked to them about stuff and from the live streams was that it was much more of a democratic process. And what kind of, like I said, what kind of came out of this whole thing when it fell apart is that I don't think it was nearly as much of a democratic process as I had thought or that I hoped. Because I think there's something to that, like having that more oversight to stuff.
One down.
And I'm hoping that's what's happening now. I'm hoping isn't even a fucking word. What's wrong with me? My hope is that they learned from this experience and that the team that is left cares enough that they really, really, really do want to finish this game, and that they've learned from this and that they go in a direction that is much more focused on everybody kind of having input. I get you have to have people that make final decisions, otherwise shit will never get done because you'll always be this guy wants this and this guy wants this, and so you can't put anything in the game. But I hope they find a new structure for the management of that game that works. I have to survive for 6 turns. That, you know, facilitates this not happening again. I don't know. I'm not getting my hopes up. It seems like the people that are left working on it, before, it's always been a fan project, right? It's always been like they just work on it in their free time. But it seems like before, everybody was working on it in their free time, but they were all kind of like laser focused on it, and they spent a lot of their free time working on it. Now it seems like it really is a free time project. Like, it feels like the people that are left are much less focused on it than the people who were there before. it seems like the old team, they probably at least all of them probably put in at least an hour or two a day working on the project most of the time. Is kind of the vibe that I got from them. I don't know if they did or not, but now it seems like with the way things are that it's much more the people that are left are just they're there. They work on it when they can. Maybe a couple times a week they log in and work on character builds or stuff like that, but yeah, it is. Somebody posted something in the Discord the other day because I was talking about this the other day on stream. Was I didn't know what happened to the Patreon money. I was curious where that was going, and I think somebody posted the other day saying that I guess one of the the programmers was getting paid by the Patreon, but that's basically where most of the money was going, was towards that. And the Patreon is currently shut off. You can't. I think that was out of everything that happened in that whole debacle. That's one thing I will say is at least when Fancy Pants shut everything down, he did do good as far as he shut off the Patreon, which like right away, like as soon as things fell apart, he shut down the Patreon, which if nothing else, I respect that because he could have been a dick and just left it on and been like, well. Because I think his original statement, when it very first happened, was that they were just going to try to continue on, and he could have just left it on and said, we're going to keep working on the project, and then just collected the money and kept it. And he didn't do that. He shut it down pretty quick. Because when I heard things fell apart, I went to like unsubscribe to the Patreon, and I couldn't even do it because it was already shut off. I know it's such a long time. It's weird. I kind of wish they'd do with Gigantic what Paragon did and just release the assets. It annoys the shit out of me when companies do that. Like, if there's a multiplayer game, all these people like it, and you don't want to pay for servers for it, that's fine, I get that. Servers are expensive. But then, at least release the assets. Like, it's the same thing with Battleborn. I would kill for a new Battleborn. We're never going to get it. But I would kill for one. And, why not just release the code? What is it, 2K doesn't want to pay for it. Just release the code. Let people do what they want with it. Battleborn, I think, is one of those weird things. I was reading about that the other day. I don't remember who owns what assets or what. But Gigantic, I think it's just Perfect Worlds or what? It's not Perfect Worlds. Is it Perfect Worlds? What's the company that owns Ark? Is Ark even still a thing anymore? The Ark downloader or whatever the hell it was. Yeah, Gearbox is like its own thing now because they don't publish through 2K anymore. I don't think. I think that was like a big thing the last couple of years is that they separated. Yeah, I think... Oh, I remember what it was. 2K has the publishing rights to Battleborn until... I want to say 2024 or something like that, 2025. I was reading about... I think it was on the Battleborn Reddit. Somebody had made a post about it and they were talking about it. And they were saying that... Gearbox owns the rights to the Battleborn IP, but 2K has like the publishing rights for the game until I think it was like a 10-year thing, because I think that's what they expected the game to be, was like a 10-year cycle, because they were expecting it to be like most MOBAs and kind of be able to keep going. Yeah, Perfect World. Perfect World owns Gigantic or whatever, so Perfect Worlds could just release the assets to Gigantic. Because they're the only ones who have any piece in that pie anymore. They could just release it, I think, and we could have the assets, but for whatever reason... I suppose it would take them time and energy and money to, like, have somebody go through and like pull the assets and release them online, and then put them in a place online. I'm sure you could find some free site that would host the assets, but I'm sure it would cost them a little bit of money to have all that done. But yes, I believe that's what I read about Battleborn. I assume it's true. It sounds like something that would be true. The 2K has the publishing rights until, I think it was like 10 years. So it might have been like 2026, whatever, 10 years after Battleborn was out. And that's why they can't. Because I think the post was talking about some Gearbox developer who was saying how he really liked it and he wished they could do another Battleborn. And then somebody in the post was like, yeah, but it won't happen because of the publishing rights. And I was like, that makes sense. But man, I wish they would. It'd be... Especially... And I say Gigantic. I do love Gigantic. And I would love to... But I think there's a better chance that I get another game that's like Gigantic. I don't think there's another chance... I don't think I'm going to see another Battleborn anytime soon. Third-person action... MOBA, yeah, Overwatch, I mean, Overprime is kind of doing that. Not exactly. But I think there's a better chance you get a third-person action MOBA thing like that than a first-person action MOBA, the way Battleborn was. Yeah, I know you're talking about, yeah. It looks like there's a bridge here, and sure enough there is. Well, let's see. Is there an invisible box here somewhere? I bet there's an invisible box up there and I have to push it down. Looks like something can drop off of that. I mean, it's weird because on certain days I really miss Gigantic. But at least I have streams I can go back and watch, like, my old Gigantic gameplay, or, like, somebody like Failco's or somebody else's. I can't really do that with Battleborn, because there's just not as many channels that covered Battleborn. And I didn't stream that much Battleborn, so I don't have any footage besides my, when I want that nostalgia kick, there's nowhere for me to go, really. Randy Varnell. But man, there's days where I really miss Battleborn. Like, I played a lot of Gigantic. That's another thing, is that I can look back and be like, I didn't play Gigantic as much as I should have, but I played it quite a bit. I cannot say that about Battleborn. I definitely should have played Battleborn more than I should have. More than I did. More than I should have. More than I did. It's a cool game. I think the marketing on it was just terrible. At the end of the day, they should have just marketed it as a MOBA. They should have released it the free-to-play model they switched to. They should have done that from the very beginning. Why they didn't is just stupid. When no other MOBA on the market, every other MOBA on the market was free-to-play, why they didn't go free-to-play? They were just trying too hard to compete with Overwatch. And they should have just done the free-to-play MOBA thing from the beginning. And I think they probably would... I don't know if it would still be a game, but I think the likelihood of it still being around would be much, much higher. Then I'm gonna have to heal up before my next fight. I don't like how low Edge's health is. Hey, who's this dude? Let's see. What you got? I can buy this collectible. I think it's such a unique game, and there's nothing else. Even if you go with some of the arguments about like why Gigantic or it failed, I think there's still a lot more potential there for like a market base than there is with Gigantic. Because Gigantic, you can say, okay, well, people have Smite, or people have Overprime, or people have man, there's all kinds of puddles over here. People have Smite or Overprime or King's Hunt or whatever. Or even League of Legends, because it's technically it's top down, but it's technically third person. It's kind of got that vibe. I mean, I don't think Overwatch and Battleborn are close enough that I think they cut into each other, really.
That'll do.
If you marketed it right. If you market Battleborn like a character shooter, then yeah, there's somebody already there. But if you market it as a first-person MOBA, there is no other first-person MOBA. I don't know. I just miss Battleborn. And I don't have enough gameplay of my old stuff to go back and watch. And it's sad. Wonder if I can knock these two away. Oh, I should have healed her before this fight. God damn it. I don't think I'll lose, but all I have to defeat is the armored Goombas. Oh, that was satisfying. I'm sure there are people that have gameplay up on YouTube. I just have to go find them. I just wish I had my gameplay, you know what I mean? It's like having family photos. Like, I can rewatch my old Gigantic streams, and I'm like, I remember that time that me and Tryhard, or me and Gerhard fucking took on that whole team of people basically by ourselves, and I can't do that with Battleborn. I got, like, my Galea fucking montage, and that's all I got. I do have that 6 shield throw on my YouTube, which I'm very happy with. Where I nail that guy from, like, max distance with the shield throw. You know what's funny is I had a lot more Battleborn content, like I did, and I don't know what happened to it. I recorded it when I was doing, before I was able to, when I lived with my parents and I couldn't stream at their house because they just didn't have the internet for it. And I don't know what happened to any of that footage. I think it just got deleted or lost at some point, but I don't have it anymore. It's a shame. I just need to stop liking games that everybody else hates. I think that's the lesson I need to learn from all of this. I don't think she can fly all the way over there. Do R. There's not really anybody I can shoot. I might be able to get on this brick and do some stuff. Let's see. Let's do R. Yeah. But I think that's the, you know what I was watching a video for last night? And it made me really wish I had played. I never got to play it. But I think it's a cool concept, and I wish they would bring it back. Evolve. That asymmetrical multiplayer game where you played as hunters and you had to hunt the monsters. I was really into that. I didn't play it a lot, but I watched it. I watched a lot of stuff about that game when it was out, and I never got really to play it because I didn't have a console or a PC to play it on. And now I look back and I'm like, man, I wish I'd played that game. It looks cool, and I think you could do a lot with it in today's market. Free-to-play games are so much more... That was the other thing, is that game came out when it was like, the free-to-play stuff we have today doesn't exist. And it was like charging $60 for the game, and nobody wanted to pay it. You can go up here and shoot that guy from up here. I should have just stayed up here when I was up here. How is that a 0% chance? I'll just shoot him anyway. Just out of spite. That's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, do that. He's gonna shoot me, but... I don't know. I'm excited to get to the point where I can actually play multiplayer on the stream once we're done with this. I have more stuff I'm going to do with this. I'm going to do a couple more guides, I think, for various things and upload them. But, well, I killed him. Nearly killed myself, but... This is where I wish I had Edge still alive, because Edge can dash like 3 of those Goombas on it, 4 of those Goombas on one turn. And sadly I let her die because I'm an idiot. That's the only answer to that. This will probably be the last battle I do today. It's getting pretty close to me going to work. I'm going to go back and stand next to that other puddle. That is so dumb. I'm so close to being able to drop down that ledge. Let's stay up here for a second. I don't want to go down there unless I can definitely... Ta-ta, Pizza Face. Have a good day. I'll see you hopefully later in the week if I keep streaming. La 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 la. I have to throw 5 more. Go back up here, why not? This would be so much easier if I had Edge. I could take out like half these Goombas in one turn if I had Edge. Instead, I have to hope that they all line up right and I can do this. La 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 la. La 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 la. Whoa! The noise they make is so amusing. Poor Edge. Oh, it's so dumb. If I could get just a hair that way. Damn it, I already dropped down. I was going to say I could go off that jump pad and then I'd be able to get a straight. I could get both of these two. Or those two. Man, I didn't think about that before I jumped. La 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 la. Put on my barrier. And I don't really need to heal. So, end my turn. Ow, 0 damage. And I guess that guy wasn't close enough to reach me, I guess. Sweet. I win. Unless I accidentally throw one of these guys and they land on the map. I did it! Hey, everybody leveled up. Nice. Maybe I'll try to do that other fight. I'm going to regret it. I'm going to go click on it, and then it's going to be something very time-consuming, and it's going to drive me nuts. I think it was over here. Hey, look, there's the golden pipe. At least I know where the golden pipe is for this. 21 of 28 sparks. Yeah, fuck it. Let's do it. I don't have to go to work for another half hour, so... 40 minutes, technically. Can we do this fight in 40 minutes? I don't know. Let's find out. Probably. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. It's probably going to be the biggest pain in the ass ever. Now, let's get to an area. I'm going to change out the team then. I'm going to swap Edge with Mario. Rabbid Mario. I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to move Vampire to Peach. And I'm going to move Geist to Rabbid Mario. And I think with that combo, I should be able to just push Rabbid Mario through half the map. I might just be able to ignore enemies too. I don't think I'll have to. We'll do regen. Man, I should have put shields on everybody before I moved. That was dumb of me. Now, let's see. What do we got? Doesn't look like there's that many normal enemies around. There's some pothead Goombas, there's a couple water casters, but there's not really a couple of those heavies, but not as many enemies as I thought would be on here. Let's do barrier. Yeah. Na 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 na. The question is, can I get close enough to actually punch them? Probably not. Oh, barely. I can barely punch them. That's great. Let's turn on counter blow. Then punch the shit out of them. This little chunk of land over here is really, really weird. I don't see a lot of reason why I would come over here when I can just go up the ramp and straight up and finish the match. And so it's weird that they have guys tagged back there. Oh, can I get Mario back over here? I'd rather have him have the... Can I get her? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. And she's the furthest forward, so if anybody's gonna get shot, it'll be her. I don't think she's gonna get shot anyway, because I don't think any of those casters are gonna come over here, because they're all assigned to that back section of the map for some weird reason. It doesn't make any sense. Squeaky chair. Just like stockpiling casters in that back corner. Oh, and now they got a heavy. The heavy will actually come over here, I think. Most of the time, it doesn't seem like heavies have an assigned area, but those casters, a lot of times, it seems like whatever little square of land they spawn on, they just kind of stick there. The Goomba's like, I know you're there. No, you don't. You don't know shit. You gone. La 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 la. You know, I do that every time, I prefer... Well, she probably needs the shield right now more than Rabbid Peach does anyway. I said that backwards. Rabbid Peach probably needs the shield right now more than Rabbid Mario because he's invisible anyway. Oh, there's one caster over here. Look at that. Let's supercharge everybody. Ding ding, overkill. And I'm not even going to waste counter blow because nobody's going to attack me anyway. Those crazy big noises are so disturbing. Oh, one of them came down here. We must be just close enough that I'm crossing into like their line of sight, so now they're coming over here. We've garnered the attention of the enemy. I wonder if I can get... Can I get all the way up there this turn? That is the question. If I pull some leapfrog and tomfoolery. Probably not. It'll be really, really close. Oh no, I did it! Oh, it's so close. It's just a hair over the line. That's all you need. By an inch or a mile, winning is winning. Family. Vin Diesel. Real quote. That was fun. Well, I'm gonna get off stream for the day and go to work and do my real job. So have fun, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. Like and subscribe wherever you're at if you enjoyed this stream, and have a good day. I hope your day and all your goals for the day get met. Ta ta.